What's up YouTube? This is Paul Matias coming at you today with yet another video review. Today we are talking about the Taurus Millennium G2, also known as the PT111. And I'm talking about the top 5 reasons why I like this gun. First reason, it is very inexpensive. I just checked today on Bud's Gun Shop and it is $219 brand new. That is a steal for this gun. I bought this around $280, I believe. Roughly about a year ago. Secondly, this gun has some high dollar features. Let's go in and let's show you. First thing, it has a polished feed ramp. So let's go ahead and lock this gun back. And if you can see inside there, you can see that metal shining right there. That is our polished feed ramp. That is going to help the rounds feed into the chamber easier, and it prevents failures to feed. Thereby increasing the reliability of the firearm. Second thing is we have a nice slide, and by that I mean it has some nice cuts to it. So the serrations are really nice, and they do grip nicely on your fingertips, and it just has a good look overall. I mean, I love these cuts right here. It makes it look like a more expensive gun than what it actually is. So let's go take a close-up here on it. Now unfortunately this has been broken in, as you can tell, as this is my carry firearm, but it is a nice looking gun, I think. So besides the cut slide, we also have a very nice trigger guard. As you can see, they thought about something here and they cut it, so you can get a better purchase on the firearm. When the magazine is inserted into the firearm, I can actually get a full grip on the firearm, including my pinky, which is great for such a small gun like this. So that's great thinking on Taurus's end by putting that extra little cut in the trigger guard there, so you're able to get a high purchase on the firearm. The third and probably the biggest standout of this gun versus any other gun I was looking at when I was shopping around this price point is that the grip is amazing. I mean, this is like sandpaper. And I've carried this gun, I have shot this gun probably 1,500 or 2,000 rounds through this thing already. You would think the grip would wear out, but it does not. So I'm gonna see if I can try to get a close-up texture on that. If you can see that, it is pretty aggressive. Plus side to that, you get a great purchase on the firearm anytime you're holding it and you're shooting it. This thing does not come out of your hand. I've tried it when my hands were wet, and dry, and just generally dirty, whatever have you, that gun is not coming out of your hand. The downside to the very aggressive stippling on the firearm is that when you do carry it, and for people like me that do carry it without a holster, it does rub up against your body and it can bring you some discomfort. The last but not least feature that I love about this firearm is the Picatinny front rail. This allows you to mount a flashlight, or allows you to mount a laser if you would like to, or maybe you can throw on a combo there. So it's a great feature on such a low price gun. The third feature I like about this firearm is the high magazine capacity. So Taurus from the factory ships you out 2 of these magazines. It comes with 2 magazines, and this is a 12 round magazine, as you can see here. 12 rounds. Packs a lot of punch for a little 9mm that you're carrying in your, that you're carrying concealed. Very high magazine capacity, and that's why I like it. So 12 in the magazine itself, and then you can put an extra one in the chamber, giving you 13 round capacity. That's a lot of firepower for such a small weapon. Unfortunately, based on the laws of your state, a 12 round mag may not be legal, in which case Taurus will send you a magazine that will suffice with your, your local laws. So a 12 round magazine capacity may not be legal in your area. You can send the gun back in, and I believe they'll send you a magazine that is legal in your area back. The fourth feature, which is amazing, is the quick disassembly. So if we look here, you see these 2 points on the firearm here. These are to disassemble the gun. So it actually disassembles like a Glock. So if all you have to do is lock this slide back, hold these front things down, and I don't even believe you have to lock the slide back, but I dump, give it a pull on the trigger, and there you go, the slide comes off that quick. So I'll take it off completely, and from here obviously you're just going to go ahead and take your recoil spring out and your barrel and whatever else have you, and that's it. So the reassembly of the firearm is super quick too. If I can get it right, I'm looking through the camera, which makes it a little bit harder, but there you go. Let's see here if I can get it, and we're back in business that quick. So what was that, a whole 35 seconds to get that disassembled and reassembled? And last but not least, the fifth reason is the lifetime warranty. Fantastic thing about this gun for such a cheap price point. So I do want to note that when I got this firearm new out of the box, unfortunately, when I shot the firearm, the magazine would drop every time I shot it, causing it a failure to feed. So I had to send this firearm in. Taurus quoted me $65 to ship the firearm in, which is a costly expense if you think about the price of the firearm. So that was the only downside to it, is that it was $65 to ship it through Taurus. I probably could have shopped around my local post office, and I believe FedEx is the only one that allows you to ship firearms, but I probably could have price quoted this through FedEx themselves and shipped it in. But that $65 price did include that return shipping and tracking. So it was two-day shipping. That's the only downside to it, you guys. Other than that, it is a fantastic weapon. I also do want to note, when you send this thing in for any kind of warranty repair, they do have on their website updates. So you can put in your serial number of your firearm, your zip code, and you can monitor what's happening to your gun. So you'll see when they received it, you'll see when they're looking for parts for the firearm, and you'll see when they shipped it back, which is very nice, so that you're not always calling, seeing what the status update of your gun is. Another thing too to throw in there with that lifetime warranty is that when you go ahead and send your firearm in, before they send it back to your house, they will check to see if your local laws have changed about ammunition capacity and allowed in the firearm or anything like that. So if you send your two 12-round magazines in and your local laws changed about magazine capacity, allowing you maybe to only carry 10 rounds now, they are going to keep those 12-round magazines and they're going to send you back a 10-round mag. So just keep that in mind before you send this thing off. Other than that, guys, fantastic weapon. I do recommend it for anybody who is looking into concealed carrying a firearm, and maybe you can't afford a Glock or a Springfield or whatever have you right now, and you're looking for a gun priced around the $200 price point. Highly recommend the Taurus Millennium G2 PT111.